Okay, so somebody reached out to me after the last video and gave me a lot of extra information about the Dolphy situation. Originally, all I really knew about was the screenshots that were on his website, but now I have a lot more to share. And this ranges from him being protected by figures like Venom to his friend doxing the girls' pictures to punish them for what they did. So I will try again to go through as much of it as I can and explain as much as I can, as much as I know, and we will go from there. So, the first thing that I was told was the initial creation of the website. What I was originally told by somebody who actually talked about the website to me personally was that it was Dolphy's website that he posted stuff on. But obviously, that is not the case anymore. The truth is that it was made by someone named Clement, who did it solely for the purpose of self-promotion, and that he doesn't give a damn about Geometry Dash players, and that he has no good or bad opinion about Dolphy. But that does not mean that any of this isn't true. It's all still true. It's all still facts. But it's purely just giving the reason as to why this was made. Now again, some more messages were brought up, like Dolphy talking to one of the minors, saying that he was playing with himself, stuff like that. Apparently, this was to an 11-year-old boy. That's what I got from the screenshots, and that's what I got from the person who DM'd me, was that these messages right here were to an 11-year-old boy. Now, the messages here between Dolphy and Venom, I did not know that Venom was involved in this until yesterday, when I was given all this information. So, Venom posted something about it, or he talked about it on his stream. And basically, what happened was, Dolphy reached out to Venom and said, "What kind of bullshit is this in your Telegram channel?" And Venom replies with, "You tell me." And Dolphy then goes on to claim that some fake account was starting to post old photos to everyone. So, Venom confirms, saying, "Are you claiming that it's not you?" And then Dolphy says, "And you're spreading it," as if Venom is trying to get all of his pictures out there. So, Venom asked once again, "Are you claiming that it's not you?" And Dolphy replies, "Yes." But again, now we know that it was him. It was Dolphy. That's just the truth. It was Dolphy. So, now, let's move on to the next part. This right here, these screenshots, if you see these screenshots, this is the person that reached out to me. I had their permission to keep their name unblurred. So, this is all within, like, I have their consent to show their profile and everything like that. So nothing, no foul play is going on here. Now, apparently there was a big post about Dolphy's incident that he sent me, and I will discuss it here. Basically, I don't know exactly where this was. I'm pretty sure, yeah, from other users' feeds. I'm pretty sure that's where he got it. But apparently there was direct dialogue with Asher, and apparently in the middle of the voice call she changes the topic, saying that Dolphy was a pedophile and that he sent her dick pics. When asked for proof, she immediately sent me the full correspondence with graphic material that left me psychologically traumatized for life. I didn't want to leak this to the public. I only informed Gleb Intelligent about this bullshit and later Venom. The outcome is sad. Apparently, Asher found someone who decided to leak Dolphy's dick to the public view. Please consider the topic closed. I'm sorry I did something stupid. I believe that this is from Asher. I believe. Again, none of this is 100%. But I will be getting more information on this and everything will be confirmed shortly. Now, this is from one of the victims. I don't know if this is Asher or if this is Anya. The two victims are Asher and Anya. And then the 11-year-old boy. I did not know about these two. I only knew about the 11-year-old. I also thought it was a girl. But apparently it was an 11-year-old boy, a 17-year-old, and a 16-year-old. So, this is the six. I think this is Anya talking about how Dolphy is basically a piece of shit. And how she's only a kid and that sending something to a child like this should be considered completely immoral. Which it is. This is some bullshit. And apparently afterwards, people didn't really take this stuff too seriously. There were memes about it. There were constant jokes made about it. And people just didn't really put this out there enough to tell people what was going on. People kind of took it as a joke and just used it to pick fun at people. And hell, even the girls got harassed. They were getting insulted and harassed online. Like in what's it called? Ashira? I'm bad with names. Responded to them in her channel, defending herself. And people will still play like a cruel joke on her and Dolphy. Though Dolphy deserves it, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, another thing I'd like to add, this part was one of the biggest pieces of information that I got from the person who reached out to me. That being said, a player by the name of Aurelia decided to dox the pictures of the girls by persuading Dolphy to send them to him, meaning that the two were exchanging sexual and nude pictures of minors. That's already a crime. This basically dumbs it down where Vernum was leaked. Like, Vernum apparently had leaked 800 messages from a certain correspondence. And the player Aurelia decided he wanted to teach the girls a lesson to punish them for revealing their private messages with Dolphy. And the two positions that the person who reached out to me really came to were, if Aurelia didn't misspeak, and there are photos of both girls, then the girls didn't mind, therefore there is no concern from Dolphy, I don't know. If he did misspeak, then we don't know if one girl consented. All I found was very dubious comments saying that the girl wanted to come and have sex with Dolphy. This player started persuading Dolphy to send him photos, and unfortunately, Dolphy did send them. This means he sent pictures of 2 minors. In Russia, this is already considered a crime. This makes him an accomplice to doxing girls. This right here is from a transcription from Aurelia. It's from a voice message that Aurelia posted, saying that apparently, I can't show that, sorry. These blurred messages here are the F slur. So I'll try my best not to show them. I went to select it and it showed what was highlighted on the word. But apparently, if the girls decided not to leak private messages and also lied that there were 800 messages between me and Dolphy, then I'll leak them myself. Damn it. Let me explain. When that situation happened with that damn Ashira and that damn Dolphy, I felt sorry for him. I wanted to defend him. I wanted to fully dox these 2 crazy people. Know that these 2 quote-unquote crazy people are children. They are minors. And this grown man decided that it would be a good idea to dox inappropriate pictures of the minors. Nothing can justify that. Nothing. You can't do that and then expect people to be on your side. It's not right. He wanted to show their parents and prevent them from doing this anymore. Now this part, I'm not going to lie to you, I highly doubt that he wanted to prevent the kids from doing it anymore. A big part of me believes that the main reason why he wanted to dox the 2 people would be to get back at them for hurting his friend. That's the main thought that I have about that. So, afterwards, he wrote to Dolphy asking him for the photos. And apparently he lied a lot. Apparently he lied about someone killing somebody and said he wasn't going to leak it and stuff like that. He lied a lot. And told him that he had a lot of information that he just didn't. Basically, he lied his ass off to Dolphy to make him gain his trust so he could leak the pictures of the girls. Which again is just, it's terrible. That's a horrible thing to do. It's disgusting. And I don't get it. I don't get it. Now, Ivav, who is Aurelia, suggested leaking Dolphy's personal information. Dolphy agreed, then fearing the consequences, asked to stop all of it. So basically, he was down for it, he was going to leak it all, and then bitched out when he realized that he was going to get in a lot of trouble for it. So, and I'm pretty sure that these are the messages between Dolphy and Aurelia. Now again, Aurelia lied a lot to Dolphy about this entire thing. A lot. Simply to get what he wanted. I'm pretty sure this is Dolphy's message. I'm against leaking personal information or anything else. I understand. Well, we have a conflict. Yes, that's from Aurelia. And basically, in the end, Dolphy gave the pictures to Aurelia to leak. Now, apparently, when this was happening, when Aurelia leaked the pictures, the parents found out. And when that happened, the parents were going to file a police report. But Vernon stayed on Dolphy's side and actually negotiated with the parents of the victims to keep Dolphy out of trouble, to keep the parents quiet. And then afterwards, basically, some messages were found of, I think, Shira talking about her feelings for Dolphy in private messages. Basically saying what he had done to her. Like, how horrible she made him feel. How he broke her faith. How she's in pain and how she feels like she deserved it. Which just isn't true. No one deserves something like that. No one deserves to go through or experience anything like this, ever. And the fact that a kid is dealing with this and has to feel like this is just terrible. It's not right. So apparently, after the arrangements were made with the parents, apparently Dolphy still decided to be an idiot. Dolphy's mother basically took away his computer, and Vernon said on stream that he would no longer protect Dolphy. He said that Dolphy would no longer be a part of the Russian community, and any attempt to return would end. Dolphy will be exposed. He had already said this in a voicemail on November 8th. So at this time, I guess what was really happening was Vernon was threatening to threatening to leak Dolphy if he tried to come back to the community. Which, in my opinion, that just isn't a good thing to do. I think that, in the end, Dolphy should have been leaked either way. He should have been exposed. All of this should have come to light way faster than it has. Because this happened a long time ago. And then even more messages ended up resurfacing of him just talking about one of his disgusting fetishes. Talking about pleasuring himself to feces. Talking about shit like that. And it's disgusting. It's terrible. Like, Dolphy, he is a sick, perverted freak who is addicted to things like masturbation, and he is not a normal human being. He isn't. That's just the truth. And he had a history of sending his genitalia to a lot of people. A lot. He sent it to someone who was managing his channel during Daniil's absence from the Russian Federation due to the army. And he made it out as if someone had blackmailed him with these photos and was secretly controlling the channel. But that's not the point. Now, God knows why Dolphy keeps sending his genitals to random people on the internet. It's disgusting, and he's a piece of shit for it. As I said, he's a sick freak addicted to constant masturbation, during which he repeatedly makes some crazy decisions. And if the information above isn't mine, and I can admit that I might be inaccurate, then this specifically is my personal opinion, and I can vouch for every word. Don't come back, Mr. Dickhead. Nobody needs you here. Now, the following is about Dolphy sending inappropriate pictures to a 11-year-old. There are untranslated screenshots of this, which will be in this document later after I censor them and put them in here. But it is not good. It is not good. The account Danoka, which is Dolphy, sent a picture of his penis to a child. Now, Dolphy still claims that this is not his account, but a fake. I am not personally acquainted with the source of the information, so decide for yourself whether you believe him or not. Now, being that Dolphy tried saying that a lot of this shit was fake, I completely want to throw out the idea that he is being truthful here. So, basically, whenever Danoka became active in unknown Geometry Dash chats, some subscribers began to communicate with their former idol. Because Dolphy was someone that a lot of people looked up to back then. A lot of people saw Dolphy as like the pinnacle of skill, the best player in the game, the person who verified a level who everyone thought was impossible. And in his communication with the 11-year-old boy, Dolphy would constantly start mentioning his quote-unquote tiny genitalia. Jokes about it's more familiar for me to do it with my genitals began to appear on literally every screenshot with his participation. But this wasn't the end of it. During a dialogue with a subscriber in private messages, he unexpectedly sent a photo of his erect genitalia in his signature banana underwear. According to the person who provided the screenshot, the subscriber is currently 11 years old. What? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. This situation is excellent proof that all this time, the image of a harmless and kind guy of the account Dolphy was just a convenient cover, allowing him to maintain the loyalty of his audience despite the simply disgusting quality of the content and extremely questionable actions. Now, this is all of the new information that I've gotten. And since then, I have added the censored screenshots from the website onto this document. So if people want to go back and cross-reference what I've translated here to here, feel free, honestly. I will post the rest of the screenshots that I have on here after stream, and you can do that as well if you'd like to. Now, one thing I wasn't able to put in the last video was the fact that I was actually able to go through and extract the dialogue from his videos that were on his website, like these ones, and I was able to convert them into text and then translate them into English. Now, these are basically apologies, and one of them, this one here, is him fake crying and begging for a girl's love. Now, one thing I want to mention when it comes to this specifically is this part right here. This makes me think that he really could have been violent or abusive. Please forgive me for making you witness that. I sincerely regret what happened. I've completely cleaned the kitchen and this will never happen again. What would the girl have to have witnessed to the point that all of a sudden the kitchen became a wreck? What did he do? Did he get violent with her? Did he start throwing things around? What happened? That's the main question, is what did he do to that girl? It's getting worse and worse by the day. The situation is disgusting, and this person needs to be kept out of this community forever. People need to realize that the person who we thought we could look up to, the person who we thought was one of the goats of Geometry Dash, is really a sick, twisted piece of shit. And we cannot stand for stuff like this. We can't. We can't let shit like this slide anymore. This is one of the worst cases I have ever seen when it comes to Geometry Dash drama. Especially with a known public figure in the community who has been around for so long. It has been doing this for so long. And the fact that people like Vernum knew about this and didn't make any public video or announcement talking about it, getting it more exposure so this piece of shit would be gone from the community, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I don't understand why people who know about stuff like this don't speak up. Even if they're not known in the community, reach out to somebody. Post something of your own. Because people get hurt. And it's not okay. It's really not. I appreciate anyone who maybe is watching the stream or did watch the stream. I'm sorry that I'm not the best at explaining this kind of thing. I've never done something like this before. Because, I mean, quite frankly, I never thought I'd have to. You know, I'm not media trained. But this is disgusting. And this is bad. Shit like this, again, has happened before. And it will likely happen again. The Geometry Dash community behind the scenes is not good. Pedophiles being in the mod team. Fucking top players and content creators coming out as pedophiles. It's not an uncommon thing in this community. It's not. It all started with people like Krazen. He was the first really, really big case that I know of in the game. And since then, it's been on this horrible downhill slope of just disgusting pieces of shit being allowed to stay on the platform. Even when people know about shit like this. So, that's all the extra information that I have for now. Again, if you need to reach out, if you need someone to talk to, I will... Any information that is given to me, if you would like to remain anonymous, if you want me to keep your name private, I will blur it out, gladly. But please, if you have any information, if you've been through something like this, my Discord is this right here. And I will leave it in the description of this video. Reach out if you're comfortable and say something. Because not only are you helping yourself, you're helping prevent someone in the future from getting hurt from a piece of shit like this. I appreciate y'all watching. I hope y'all have a great day. And I'm sorry that this is the kind of video that I have to make. But it's about time something is said about shit like this. And I'm tired of standing on the side and watching stuff like this happen and no exposure being given to it. So, y'all have a good one. Stay safe.